Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we're going to take a close look at the portable Pandora, and I think this one is very nice and it's affordable. But the reason I wanted to say that this thing is quite affordable is that when I'm looking at all the Pandora Box portables I've reviewed in the last couple of years, these things getting cheaper and cheaper nowadays. And this casing is still one of my favorite ones, simply because it's a quite interesting one. Of course, what you're going to get over here is of course the toilet paper manual with basic explanations, what kind of mainboard is inside, how you need to connect it, and etc. It's quite interesting for a toilet paper manual. Inside the box we're going to get a lot of cool goodies. To begin with, a very long, nice, high quality HDMI cable, because you can use this thing on your television. And of course, then we're going to get a screwdriver for if you need to put the ball top on, and some spare buttons. And here we're going to get ourselves our typical 12-volt power supply that I have shown you before in many videos. Here on my channel I reviewed quite a lot of different portable Pandoras, but this thing, this black box, is still one of my favorite ones. It weighs quite heavy, but also what I really like about it is the way how it looks. It's super simplicity when it comes to assembly. The only thing you need to do is basically remove the joystick over here and you can just open it up. There's no mumbo jumbo like special locks, you can see them in some of these portable Pandoras, but just like a basic, very nice looking metal case. Alright, so let's see how heavy this thing is, because you're going to get yourself a beefcake arm. So 2.6, let's say almost 2.7 kilograms. So, yep, you're going to get beefcake when you're running around with this thing. Beefcake! Alright, so the thing that we're going to need is the screwdriver, and we're going to need ourselves the dust cap. We can also find in the plastic over here. So let's put this thing over there. And the locking mechanism is basically the joystick, so this is what you need to do. You can also, you don't need to use the dust cover if you don't want to, but that's the only thing that you need to do when it comes to assembly. Okay, how about the joystick quality? It's okay. It's more like the Sanwa clone joystick we've seen before, and for the buttons it's like the long travel ones. I personally prefer the, let's say, the Sanwa version or the Sanwa clones, and I really find these freaking pieces of plastic on the buttons annoying. You need to get rid of them, otherwise you're going to get sticky buttons. Over here we're going to find the on and off switch, the battery indication, because it's actually like a portable Pandora. Yep, you can put some batteries in it. And here we're going to get the start, coin, pause, select, and the LS button. But the LS button is only needed when you use this thing like an arcade, let's say an arcade stick, on other systems, so far I understand. Okay, so at the bottom we can find the speaker, but also we can find the compartment for the batteries. So there are no batteries inside most of the time because they can't ship it with batteries. So it's just with the regulation of the shipping companies. But where you're going to get yourself some, let's say 18650 batteries. The problem with these are you can see that some of them will not fit perfectly. So for example this one, you can see they don't fit very well. So you need to get yourself this edition, so that it comes without a knob, and these will fit in perfectly, what you can see over here. And now we have ourselves a portable Pandora. And at the back we're going to get the input for the 12 volt, then we're going to get the output for the HDMI, then over here we're going to get audio, volume control, settings, and 2 controller ports, depending what kind of mainboard is inside. Sometimes you can use an extra controller, sometimes you don't. Okay, so let's talk about the display itself. The display, they are not using IPS panels with these cheap boxes. Of course, for the money you cannot expect it. And the Pandora Saga 4710 is a quite interesting mainboard that we're going to take a close look at later. But first, oh man, let's remove this hideous screen protector, because it looks awful. But if you're having problems getting the screen protector out, what you can do basically is removing the 4 parkers over here. You can lift out the frame and you can basically remove it fairly easily. Still, you can see this annoying bezel of the monitor. Yeah, I think there is nothing to do about it, but later on we'll try to fix it. But let's take a close look at the LCD display. So this 10-inch display looks okay. So when you're having like the perfect viewing angle, let's say if you're sitting in front of it. But you can already see like when you're going to put it on an angle, you can see like it's going to be looking kind of weird. And that is most of the time the giveaway. They're not using IPS panels. But let's take a close look at the menu itself. Well, let's take a close look at the menu itself. And this is more like a menu slash mainboard between the Pandora Box 5 and 6. And why do I mean with Pandora Box 5 and 6? I will show you what I mean with that. Okay, so but what are we going to get with this? So basically it got the layout of the Pandora Box 5, but it doesn't have all of the features of Pandora Box 6 and DX. To begin with, when you're pressing the red button over here, we have the search option. This is something, let's say the Pandora Box 5 didn't have, but the Pandora Box 6 does. Then we're going to get the other option. To give you an example, we're going back. We also have a recent playlist. So we still have some options with this mainboard, but it is very limited compared with the other mainboard like the Pandora Box CX, DX and Pandora Box number 6. Okay, but is it a really bad board? So to begin with, it comes with a shitload of double games like always. That's the thing that they're always doing. Here we're going to get the 3-dimensional list. Basically this is the PlayStation 1. Fun fact, when you're looking at some videos, yeah, they are like still having the same weird errors like the Mortal Kombat 2. It's like a freaking mess if you ask me. But there are not a lot of 3D-dimensional games on it. Most of them are like 2-dimensional. Think about MAME. Here we can find some lost PlayStation games again. So there are some games here and there. But especially I'm interested in Mortal Kombat 1 because that's basically the benchmark if this mainboard is capable of running, let's say, MAME decently enough. But these are the problems that you're going to get with some of these boards. Here you can see that Mortal Kombat 1 doesn't run that great. So it's going to be like Stun Ring Combat number 1, the arcade edition. It's a little bit of a bummer, so for me like this is absolutely a step back because the Pandora Box 5 could even run this. Okay, but also when you're going to back to the main menu with the pause button, you're going to get a basic simplistic menu. You don't have the fancy stuff like the quick load, quick save options anymore. So when it comes to MAME, don't forget that like you're going to get a lot of double games. Here you can like a great example, they're going to put an AES, MVS. It's like a mix of everything. And I think most of these games could be found already like with the first generation of Pandora's boxes. Think about like 3 and 4. I did review the number 4. We also have like the options, and this is something you don't see with every Pandora's box. We're having some 2-dimensional games on it. So it's more like a mix of everything. Somehow they seem to be messing it up because they added some of the 16-bit games, but they sound completely weird. And I can't find my freaking jump button. Oh, there it is. The button mapping is so strange on this. But everything is better than Stun Ring Combat number 1. Okay, I just needed to show you this. And sometimes they completely mess it up. Like stuff that runs on the basic Pandora boxes, it doesn't work at all. Or you're going to get this. What the hell is going on? But I just wanted to try a different game, but also this one glitches out. Here you can see like, basically now it's glitching half of the game. Like, what the hell is going on? Huh, they did map the buttons correctly this time. Seriously, like, what is going on with this? This is really bad. How can you mess this up? Alright, so let's take a close look at the specifications, what we can change out. So with system spec, we're going to shut down the quality optimization just for fun, just to see what happens if they fix the issue. You can see like it has a support for 2 extra controllers if you want to. You can also like switch out the main controller and basically say like I only want to use controllers, so I use this thing like in game system. So the reason I want to shut down the quality optimization, just see if it fixes any of these issues. By the way, I really hate the optimization. Alright, so the game settings, there's nothing really fancy here. There's like the same stuff we've seen before. So when it comes to this, there is nothing new at all. Okay, so for the final test, let's see if this actually plays. I'm also curious how the performance will be, because Mortal Kombat 1 didn't run that great. Or didn't run very well. This is a minor hiccup. Oh, yep, like expected. What I do like about it is the joystick itself. The joystick responds very well in combination with the buttons. But what I really like about it, when you plug in the HDMI cable, it works instantly without any hassle. So, wow. You're also going to get totally Tekken. But holy crap, it looks hideous. It's all widescreen, it's like stretched like hell. I'm going to get my ass kicked over here. Yep, absolutely. It's to blame to the widescreen! But stuttering. Okay, so I think you would agree with me that this is just a freaking shit show. Like, oh my gee, like how can you mess up like the basic two-dimensional games? This, by the way, the first Pandora Box portable that it is so bad. Like the glitching shit, I have never seen it so bad as with this one. And it is even like a newer model. Oh boy. But okay, so let's open it up. Let's see if we can even replace the Pandora Box if you just want to do it. Like, if you want to upgrade this thing, yeah, I'm quite annoyed by it. I'm just going to be honest with you, because I didn't expect a lot, because most of the time when you're going to get cheap Pandora's boxes, you can expect like having less performance. But this, no, this is absolutely unforgivable. Why won't the freaking screw come loose? Yeah. Alright, and let's open it up. Okay, so the only thing that we need to do is removing 4 freaking sparkers. Super easy to do. So here at the bottom you can see like all the parts can be changed out fairly easy. This is like a Samba clone joystick, so you can change it out if you want to. So I do like it. The buttons in general, like I don't mind it. Like I would leave it like as is. But when you're looking at some things, it's a little bit of a bummer when it comes to the mainboard and the specifications. So here we're going to get some interesting things, because this is the new generation of Pandora Box mainboards. Alright, so let's do a quick overview. Over here we're going to get ourselves the mainboard, that where all the magic happens. And yeah, in this case, the shitstorm. But over here, like this thing does have a capability of using, like say, different monitors. So like universal mainboard. I've seen it in different Pandora's boxes. Over here we're going to get the PCB with the 2 ribbon cables. One goes over here to this control panel. And when you're looking over here, it goes here to the right. And at the right we're going to get ourselves a VGA connection. Don't know why they choose for VGA. And then here we're going to get the PCB and the compartment for the batteries. So that's it. And yeah, the thing is like, the PCB over here, by the way, is for the monitor. Like the ribbon cable goes in here under the mainboard and comes out here. But the problem with this mainboard, can you change it out? Yes, you can. So we could change it with a bigger one. Even the holes or the stands are over here for the bigger mainboards. But there we're going to get another problem. But the problem I'm having is when you're looking at the connections over here. Most mainboards have the same configuration like this, so that is not going to be an issue. The issue is this connection over here. We need to remove this, otherwise you cannot fit in any mainboard whatsoever. But even if you can fit in a mainboard, then we're going to get a different problem. You can see like they're using the old school VGA connection over here with a conversion board. And most of the mainboards don't have this. So, when it comes to this mainboard, upgrading is, in my opinion, a mission impossible. Okay guys, so this is what you're going to get with the new Pandora Saga, the portable Pandora. It is affordable, yes it is, but the emulation itself, it's the freaking nightmare. Like, I have never seen so bad emulation when it comes to Pandora Box reviews. And I hope they will fix it, because this makes this thing pretty much unplayable. I'm just going to be honest, like I don't understand what is going on, how they can mess it up. Maybe we can fix it in the future. I will let you know. I'll make a future update if I can mess around with the software, maybe get a better emulator running. But most of the time we're freaking screwed when it comes to Pandora's boxes like these. But when you take a close look at the controls, this time I was really satisfied about it. Like, they're still fake Samurai joysticks and like cheap to the cheap China buttons, but it was not bad. And when I was playing some games, I really enjoyed it. Beside, of course, the glitchy nightmare. Yeah, that's it folks. This is what you're going to get. I love the casing. I love the display for what you're going to pay for. But the emulation itself, it's so bad. This is making this thing freaking unplayable. And most of the games are having the same issues. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family. And I will see you in the next video.